Back again with Kicking It Football Talk, and today I've got a big agenda. The agenda today is PSL referees. Ahead of the season starting, I've got three questions. Hopefully that make the season a bit more smoother than the last one and the last one. So yeah, without further ado, let me ask my questions. Number one, can PSL referees be fair to all teams? From Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates to Orbit, Magesi, the newly formed Siwelele, I guess. Can they be impartial? Can they do that this season? Because we know over the last few seasons, question marks have been there for PSL referees. But this season, it's expected that this season is going to be fun. And discussions around the referees have to be in a minimum. Like, look at the M10-8. The M10-8 just finished and there was no discourse about the referees. As much as they weren't perfect, they didn't steal the show. And hopefully that happens again for the new season. PSL is about to kick off and hopefully the referees don't ruin that. Question number 2. Can we see consistency, in the punishment that they get? When referees make a mistake, consistency is not there. Some referees get suspended, some of them don't get suspended in different weeks for basically the same mistake. Is it favoritism? I'm not sure. When certain games get refereed bad, when certain games get refereed good, what happens with that? Like, it doesn't make sense. Some referees get suspended. You see them in the Motepe Foundation. Some of them make the same mistake and nothing happens to them. What is that? What is that all about? Can the punishment be the same throughout the season for all the referees? Because conspiracy theorists would say it happens when certain teams play. But I'm not that guy. But that was question number 2. On to the last one. Question number 3. Can we as fans not let tribalism ruin this argument? Can we not make this argument redundant? Because every time we voice our concerns, we as fans ruin it again. We tend to favor teams that we support, so PSL management basically gets left without facing the music. The discourse happens this week and then next week another team gets robbed, I guess. Then another team gets robbed, I guess, but the same noise won't happen. That's primarily mostly because of us fans too. We tend to side with our teams and not be logical with this. Can we be logical with this argument? Because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It happened last season, for instance. One big example, if you look at 2 games between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. First one, early on in the season when Mamelodi Sundowns won 2-1, there was a goal by, I think, Ikram Reyners, if I'm not mistaken. But in the build-up, Lucas Ribeiro had appeared to be offside or not offside. It wasn't pretty clear, and the noise that generated, the noise was actually insane, if anyone remembers. Ministers, actors, legends of football, legends of other sports, they were up in arms on Twitter, on Facebook, live, on YouTube. Everyone had their 2 cents asking for VAR. The team had been robbed. So some needed referees to be suspended. The discourse was actually insane. And then, not necessarily on the reverse fixture, a Nedbank Cup game happened again between Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. When this time Kaizer Chiefs won, and the goal that Kaizer Chiefs scored to win the game, there were no question marks about it. It was an offside goal. But it was quiet. Didn't make sense. It was absolutely quiet. Where were those who made noise on the first game? Where were they? Where was the noise? It seemed like the country was content with just letting Mamelodi Sundowns lose unfairly like that. That's part of the reason why football is where it's at this moment in time. Where is the fairness? People like to one-up themselves. So this team got robbed here, so it's okay when this team gets robbed here, instead of just being impartial and helping the game to a better place. So those are my 3 asks this season regarding the refs. Hopefully things change. Hopefully they do better. Hopefully they don't steal the show, and we can get good clean season. It's unlikely to happen. It's unlikely for it to happen every game, but at least not all the time. That's all I'm asking. Referees to be impartial, and we can get a good clean season ahead of the PSL starting. Don't forget to like, follow, share, do whatever it is you need to do to get the next updates as we gonna be back throughout the season. Kicking it football talk. Peace out.